Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sunny Side. I'm Sunny, and today in this video we're going to have a look at Donald Trump's, President-elect Donald Trump's astrological chart for January of 2025. You guys got that? Here we go. A bunch of you guys have been messaging me wanting to know what's going on with the Trumpster. I've been using Elon's chart in this astro stock, and we're going to astro stock Trump, right? We've been astro stalking Elon because Elon is going through that transit that's really easy to see, and you know, we all go through it, right? And we lose our money at certain times and lose our girl and all that kind of stuff. It's important. So all right, so that's the Elon Musk stuff. Check it out. For those who don't know, I teach this stuff. There's a link in the description box to my Udemy course. All right, let's get down to it. Here we go. All right, so what's going on with the Trumpster? There's good news on the horizon. Right now, I'll show you what's going on. So a couple of things are happening with the Trumpster right now. First, he's having problems with people. Okay, he's having problems with people. I mean, right now, for January 2025, although he's having problems with people, his legal situations as well, right? He's legal troubles. You know, he has a little help coming in. So Saturn's going to take away, Saturn's going to leave the Trumpster alone and isolated. So again, for those who study, you know, again, my Udemy course is a link in the description box. There's Saturn in the 7th house over there is going to transiting is going to leave you feeling alone and isolated. You could get divorced. Love life not so great. Everything is very legal. A lot of legal battles. You can make, you know, forced into legal situations. You might lose the legal situations. But Venus is there and it's kind of cleaning things up and it's making it a lot nicer. So there you go. So it's tough for Trump, but it's like, it's not the worst that it's been. And it's going to get a lot better because soon, when I move this forward for you guys, for those who are new here, I'm going to change the dates here. Soon Saturn's going to move forward, and you'll see that over here, Trump, when Saturn gets there, Trump is going to be hemorrhaging money for whatever reason. I don't know why you'd be hemorrhaging money, but when Saturn hits the 8th house, you have to watch your health, and you have to make sure, and you're going to lose a lot of money. Generally, you lose an inheritance, so there's a problem. But just letting you guys know, that's not going to happen in January 2025, and it's not really going to, like, it's going to happen. I'll show you guys. But the real Trump loses money thing is the same thing that Elon went through. Change your life and change your money. That's over here for Trump, and that's not going to happen until Saturn is in Aries. Until Saturn is in Aries. So I don't expect Trump to go bankrupt or any kind of thing like that. This is just regular. You got to do life stuff. All right, next. All right, so that's the deal with Trump so far. Next, so Saturn is taking away in relationship stuff. It's going to make some nice aspects, harmonious aspects. So he's going to put a lot of hard work into this partnership stuff, for better or worse, whatever that means. And he's going to be successful because Venus is there. All right, now, on the other negative side, Mars is cruising in retrograde fashion, and Mars tends to make, retrograde Mars is kind of like an out-of-bounds Mars, except it moves in a different direction. And this particular Mars is a little out of control. It's a little overzealous. It's a little out of control. It's a little argumentative. It's a little social justice warrior, for better or for worse. It's a little sticking up for what you believe in, really, for better or for worse. And that's what's going on with the Trumpster, man. He's going through it. But he's fighting the 11th house, which is hopes, dreams, and aspirations. He's putting a lot of energy there. Like wishful thinking, right? The 11th house is wishful thinking. With his natal Venus there, a lot of his wishes do come true. And with Saturn there, he is tormented by groups of people, whether we know that or not. You know, you guys keep attacking him. Groups of people keep attacking him. So, like, you know, there's a deal, man. All right, anyways, so Mars is cruising through, and Mars is going to pass Saturn. And when Mars passes Saturn, it's going to feel very restricted, and he's going to stay inside, and he's going to be fighting with a lot of people, and he can't do what he wants to do, and it's going to be rough. And then Mars is going to get down here, and it's going to turn direct motion and cross again. Not in January, but it's going to cross again. Actually, February is going to, from what I remember, February. All right. So that's the deal. Those are the big stress points that you can readily see in the Trumpster's chart. So January is going to be a tense month for him with regards to legal situations, with regards to his desires, right? The world is fighting back. He's fighting. The world is fighting back. I didn't say what he said is right or wrong, man. I'm just saying this guy's thing is frustrated right now. Saturn conjunct Mars is you get frustrated. Let me show you a little interesting stuff in his chart. He has really good stuff happening, not this month. Soon, Jupiter is going to turn in this direction, and Trump is going to have, later on in the spring, Trump is going to have, he's going to be lucky and famous and popular, like the likes that he's been 12 years ago. So he's going to have a similar kind of popularity and success that he had 12 years ago. And he's going to be very lucky. He's going to be quite prosperous. Trump, there's a reason he won his chart. His chart is difficult right now, especially with groups of people and friends, right? He's spending a lot of time in the 11th house dealing with groups of people and friends, and the 7th house with legal situations and paperwork. And it's taking stuff away from him. Like, this is not a good month for him. But Jupiter is going to turn direct eventually, and it is going to cross all of that stuff in the 10th house, and Trump is going to, I think he's going to succeed. So I think he's going to do whatever he wants. All right, now check this out. For those who don't know, on the interesting side, this astrological aspect there, Sun conjunct the North Node, that tends to make someone an egomaniac. So when you see this, I know a lot of, this is astro stalking, right? I know a lot of people studying astrology watch this stuff. So if you see that, you're going to, that means someone's going to be an egomaniac, right? The Sun is your ego, and the North Node inflates it. So those guys tend to be egomaniacs, narcissists. They tend to not care what other people think, and they tend to be very distrustful of others, and they're grandiose narcissists. But they can also become very, very popular, right? The Sun, your identity, what people are looking at is really blowing up, inflated by the North Node. So that's an interesting thing. Down here, the Moon is conjunct the South Node, right? And the South Node sucks everything in. It can make someone quite timid. It can make someone paranoid. It can make someone distrustful of everyone in the world. So the guy is an egomaniac who's distrustful of everyone in the world. But it's, when you study Vedic astrology, we're kind of doing Western astrology, but in Vedic astrology, they say nothing good happens when you conjunct the Sun and the Moon, or the like in astrology, this is the lights, the luminaries, the Sun and the Moon conjunct the darkness, the nodes, right? So it's a difficult situation to be in. It's going to make someone quite self-centered, and it's going to make someone, an egomaniac. But listen to this. Here's where things get interesting. In addition to all of that, the Trumpster is actually born under a full moon. Right? He's born under a full moon, believe it or not. And people born under a full moon, so his sun is out of control, his moon is like messed up, right? You become loony. Over time, you're going to go crazy. I'm not saying anything about him. I'm teaching you guys about astrology right now. Again, description box, take my Udemy course. So here we go. But people who are born under a full moon, believe it or not, whatever you guys think, astrologically, these guys are givers. So the givers of the zodiac, the guys who are taken advantage of, right? These guys, I'm not sticking up for Trump and mental bananas, but and you guys should tell these guys to hire me, by the way. I don't know why these guys aren't hiring me, but but that's what it is. Guys born under a full moon are very giving. They give to the other person. They're givers. They're easily abused. They're easily manipulated. They get divorced all the time. There's cheating in relationships. And that's the deal. All right, everybody cool? Let's go take a little look at the clock, astro clock, and see when all this is happening. So there's Mars over here, and it's going to cruise forward. Right, so over here is January 17th now. Mars is moving towards the Saturn. Right, and you can see over here, so there are two things we're looking for. We're looking for Mars conjunct Saturn. That's when Trump's really going to be stressed out in January. And then we're going to look for Saturn leaving the 7th house over here. And here, let me show you in the picture. We're looking for Mars to pass Saturn right there, and we're looking for this Saturn to leave the 7th house, and then Trump's going to be under control again. He's going to be out of legal situations, and then he's going to lose money, but people are going to steal money from him, right, when Saturn enters the 8th house, and he might get sick. He might get sick, letting you know. But, like, the good fortune doesn't arrive until Jupiter changes direction. And then he's going to have a lot of good fortune. All right, just showing you guys, you know, for all the, like, burgeoning astrologers out there. So let's do it. Let's go forward. So right here, right around the 22nd, you can see right on the 22nd of January, Mars is going to be at 23 degrees. It's going to be conjunct to Saturn. It's going to really stress him out. All this energy is going to peak at that particular point in time. And you'll see that this Saturn is still moving in this direction. And so let's move it forward a little bit, and we'll see what else is happening. Okay, so we'll back it up a little bit. So you can see that on the 5th of February, Jupiter's getting ready up here to move forward. So on the 5th, on the 6th of February, that's going to start the Trumpster's good fortune. Guys got that? So it's going to be very difficult up until like the 22nd or 23rd of January. Very difficult. And then after the 6th, you know, the first week of February, Trumpster is going to start to get very lucky and very popular and very successful again. And then when Mars finally turns direct and Saturn leaves, here we go. So in March, I think is when Elon has his major comeback. Both the Trumpster and Elon have major comebacks in March. Not that Trump's gone anywhere or anything. So you can see at the beginning of March, Mars is turning direct, so that's Trump's last pass. And then down at the bottom of the chart, not at the bottom, on the side, we're waiting for right around here, the end of March. So this is going to be quite an eventful time. This is when Elon's going to be very successful, the middle end of March. And this is when Trump, people are going to take his money, right? There's a lot of stuff here. He very much has to watch his health. In March, April, he has to watch his health. There's a lot of stuff in health. What, you know, hidden illnesses. Trump really has to watch his health in March, April. But you can see he's going to be out of the legal situations. So that's the deal, man. And he's getting ready to be very popular. And that's the deal for those who wanted to know about the Trumpster. There we go. 12 minutes. Whatever, man. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Wishing everyone the best. Once again, check out my Udemy course. There's a link in the description box. From TheSunnySide.net, I'm Sunny, wishing everyone the best of an amazing day. That's Astro Stalking, guys. That's Astro Stalking, guys. Wishing everyone the best. Next.